Cash with YouTube, where your passion turns into profit.
On daily basis, lots of small channels just give up. Unfortunately, many never make it to the threshold, not because their videos are not good enough, but because they were not patient enough and consistent enough to survive the invisible growth phase. Many don't know this, but it took Mr. Beast, the greatest YouTuber, 2 years and 200 videos to get his first 1,000 subscribers. You can see the number of subscribers that he has at the moment, and his videos get millions of views on the first hour. Today is clearly the biggest YouTuber. But what if he had given up after 1 year? Today, me and you will not be hearing about Mr. Beast. Nobody will know him because he gave up. What did he do? Nothing special. He simply continued learning, improving on his every video until he successfully passed through the invisible growth phase. So in this video, we are going to learn what the invisible growth phase is and how to survive it as an upcoming small YouTuber. I will also review some strategies that will help you to start on a good note and remain consistent until you survive, because your success is my mandate. First of all, you must know and believe that the algorithm is not your enemy and it is not working against you. The algorithm is not a person. It is an artificial intelligence that reacts only on data. It does not judge creators. It simply treats the videos and the channels of the creators based on the available data. Now, when you upload a video as a new creator, the algorithm has no data on you. It has no previous channel history. It has no previous background information that they can use to judge your video and to channel it to the right audience. And as a startup YouTube channel, you have almost no subscribers. So the only way the algorithm gets to know if your video is good is to send it to a small test group. Now, this group may or may not be interested in your video. Some will simply ignore your video and scroll past, while some might be interested. They might watch, they might like, they might even subscribe to your videos. Based on the result of this test group, the algorithm will decide whether or not to push your video again or to test again, but this time around to an even bigger audience. The performance of your video in each of these tests will determine how far the algorithm will push your video again. It is like a matchmaking process. The algorithm is trying to feed your video, your content, to the right audience. At times he gets it right, at times he also gets it wrong. So right now, I want you to make up your mind to stop blaming the algorithm. It is not a person, it has no feeling, and it is not out to limit you. It wants to help you. It wants to build you an audience that will fetch you millions of money in the coming months. So your job as an upcoming YouTuber is to keep uploading, keep testing your strategies, keep building up your profile information over time. Because the more data the algorithm has about you and your channel, the better it will be able to push it to the right audience. So at this stage in your YouTube career, what you need most is exposure, because your channel is not really small. It is simply yet to be exposed to the massive audience that make up the YouTube community. At this point also, you don't really need to be an expert editor. You don't need the most expensive video making gadgets either. And years of experience does not really matter. You simply need to make your voice and your value known. So in essence, what you need to do at this stage is to master how to be discovered. And this is where your title, your thumbnail, and your SEO come in. Your video itself at this point in time is not so important. Your video only becomes important when somebody has found it and has clicked on it. So your job at this point is to master clickability and exposure. You shouldn't be so obsessed with perfection at this stage. So you realize at this point in time that your title and your thumbnail are like your handshake, the very first impression people have of you. Once you begin to desire a killer thumbnail and come up with interesting title, then you begin to build up your exposure, and your exposure increases with the number of videos you upload. Now, the number of videos you upload before you hit monetization or before your channel blows is subjective. That is not exact or definite number of videos that you need to upload before you hit monetization. All you need to hit monetization, according to YouTube, everybody knows, is 4,000 watch hour and 1,000 subscribers. But many top creators believe that it is between 60 to 100 videos. But again, this is highly subjective. because the niche in question plays a role. The personality of the creator plays a role. The faith of the creator also plays a role because the creator's belief also affects every aspect of his life, including YouTube. But one thing that matters at this stage is that every upload that you feed into the system brings you closer to the monetization threshold. So you feed the algorithm data with your videos. No upload, no data. It is as simple as that. The videos you upload on YouTube sets in motion the process of data collection. Every title you ever make, every thumbnail you design and upload, every viewer who views your video, who likes your video, who subscribes to your channel and shares your video, the amount of time spent by each viewer on your video are all metadata through which the algorithm knows your channel. So each upload is like a data block, and they become compounded in such a way that the algorithm can recognize distinct patterns about your channel and your channel's ideal audience. So when the algorithm has mastered your channel and your ideal audience, it begins to push your videos to the audience with confidence. So the more building blocks of data that you feed it, the faster and better it becomes at building you an edifice full of hungry audience who are willing to pay you their attention, which you of course turn into cash through the ads that they watch alongside your content. Unfortunately, many creators give up before this happens. But the few people who continue will eventually hit the tipping point. I want you watching me to make up your mind that you will stay consistent enough until the algorithm fully understands you and builds you an audience through whom you will generate cash for a lifetime. Because come to think of it, as long as men live on earth, there would always be something to share. There would always be something to talk about. There would always be something to teach. Because as younger generations are coming up, they need to learn what we know. So we'll never stop making money on YouTube. And also changes are constant. Maybe changes in the settings in the algorithm, changes in the economy, changes are everywhere. And these changes constitute our content. So you see that video creation and video making on YouTube is evergreen. So the truth of the matter is that as long as something is improving with your every upload, you will get there. Consistency is not about uploading 100 videos with zero improvement, but about making small changes with your every upload. For example, changes in your audio, in your graphics, in your bureaus, and in your studio or in your video capturing area. So consistently, you should be asking yourself, what can I improve in my next video? What area can I change a bit in my next video? It could be something as small as learning how to add equalization to your audio. That way, you become a professional in no time. So the more you learn and implement what you have learned, the closer you get to your target. And your target is that point where your video stops struggling for views and for clicks. It is that point where your videos begin to get hundreds of thousands of views within the very first 24 hours. At that point, your videos are no longer tested among a small test group. Instead, it is pushed out to the whole community that make up your niche. That is also when your dashboard becomes alive, full of increasing numbers. But remember, our tipping point is not the same. For some, it is their 20th video. For some, it is their 60th video. But one thing is guaranteed. If you keep showing up, if you keep improving your strategy, you will get there. So in conclusion, you must make up your mind that you will not stop learning and that you will not stop implementing every single thing that you have learned. Because you know that everything you know about YouTube, someone else does not know it and that person wants to know it. So if you keep learning, keep implementing the things that you have learned in your video, you will get there, my people. You will get there. And you are not going to give up because you know that nothing good comes easy. If it is easy, everybody will become billionaires. All kinds of success in life is a product of application of power. It could be mental power, it could be physical power, it could be spiritual power, but there is always an application of power. So on YouTube, what you are applying is mental power and spiritual power for some people. Secondly, as you make attempt to hit monetization, link up with other upcoming small channels. Because iron sharpens iron. When you collaborate together, you can help each other. So go to their comment sections, ask sincere questions. They can share the things that they have learned with you, which will save you a whole lot of time. So don't be an island. Try to get in touch with one or two people that are also coming up in your niche. That way you are building a community of people on the same journey. Thirdly, you must also find your competitive advantage. The things that work are called principles, or facts, or truths. Your competitive advantage is how you share these principles, the truth and the facts that you know. It could be your eloquence, it could be your sense of humor, your editing style, your depth of understanding of the topic of interest. Your goal is to be unique so that people will have a reason to watch your content, to watch your truth, to watch your principles, instead of watching it being shared by another person. Lastly, I want you to commit to a consistent posting strategy. You need to have a goal of posting at least one video per week, depending on your degree of freedom. But most top creators posted 3 videos weekly before they got to the top. And that is how most of them made it early. They got to the top early by posting 3 videos every week. You too can do the same if you make it your goal. We are going to stop here. But if you find value, you know what to do. Please comment, please share, and please subscribe for more contents like this. And if you have not learned how to create a good YouTube channel, I have taken time to break it down in this video. I would like you to watch it too. See you in my next video.